Welcome to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Wednesday. Coming off a cold Tuesday, but we're on a Wednesday afternoon before my man Big E have to bounce out and go give his time to the Lord this evening. But Big E, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just like you said, I got church tonight. It's actually going to be a pretty different service. I'm actually going to be up on stage talking a little bit. So,
what are you going to be talking about?
We're doing a Q&A, so whatever the kids want to know.
Well, you tell them keep it 100. That's what you tell the kids tonight in the Lord's house.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, already on the phone, we got our special man, RT Sherman, behind the scene. I know people don't get to see his pretty face, but he's the man behind the scene. We ain't got a chance to talk to him in a while. So what's going on, Mr. RT Sherman?
Y'all tell me. I mean, it's been a minute since I've talked to you and Big E, so, I wanted to hear the latest and greatest.
Man, we got a special guest coming on. Not only do we do high school coaches, but, man, RT, tonight we're bringing in a coach all the way from Alva, Northwestern, Oklahoma, Coach KG. Ken Gordon will be on the show with me and Big E tonight. Going to talk about what's it like being a college football coach in the recruiting. He's going to get a chance to get out on the road. I think he's out talking to some kids today. So he's going to stop by the Keep It 100 Palace and talk to me and Big E. So that's pretty cool having a college coach up in the house.
That's real cool. He's driving all the way from Alva. That's real cool.
Yeah, I think he's, like I said, I don't know the kids. I don't want to put kids' names out there that I don't know who they are. But I think he's out, touching base with a couple of kids he's already signed. Probably, you know how they do it. Make sure they still got them signed because these kids, they'll jump ship in a minute. You see it every day in high school, college, and everything else. Man, these kids are like, hey, what you gonna say?
Hey, Tony, you said it late but got it straight. And with that, you said Northwestern, right? So they're in that same conference with SNU, OBU, Southwestern, Southeastern,
yes, sir,
to name a few, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I'm sure that they run into the same challenges that the high school do with competing with one another with recruiting.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm going to get a chance to ask him some questions because I know the other day I got a chance to talk to him a little bit, and he says they only give out 36 scholarships, so I want him to kind of explain that to me, and you got 100 kids, so how are you dividing that up? Each kid get, 5%? 2%? Well, that's not a lot of scholarships, you got 100, 120 kids, 150 kids out there, and you're only getting 36 full scholarships, so, they got to be divvying it up a lot, so, hopefully a lot of these kids must be getting their stuff off with academics, you know how I call it, Oklahoma Promise, man. A lot of these people think they maybe got a scholarship, but man, they really got that Oklahoma Promise. But, I get a chance to talk to him a little bit about that stuff. Man, Big E, we got RT on the phone, man. You should be excited. Talk to him.
Big E.
How's it going, RT?
I hear it's going good, man. And I'd like to hear that you stepping up in God's house, and if it's kind of what y'all show, if you're in God's house and you're always preaching, tell the truth. So they got to keep it 100.
Yes, sir.
For sure, always. I've been going to Cornerstone Church over there just off 15th and Post since I can remember. I was just a little kid, grew up in that church. So
okay,
it's definitely it's a blessing to be able to sit up there and talk. I was one of those kids that I was sitting down and looking up to my youth leaders, and now I'm a youth leader. So. And just pouring all that time back into the church that they poured into me. So it's pretty cool.
Look at you being a good leader, man. Good stuff. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, RT, man, I know you got another son. One's about to graduate from college, and the other one just kind of putting his foot down, getting ready for another year of high school football over at the great CA, looking for another 6-pack. They just got done with a 5. Now they're looking for a 6-pack. You got a new coach over there. I don't know. I got a chance to talk to you since you got the new coach over there, Coach Dunn, that comes over from Dell City. Now he's going to be over there coaching the mighty Colorado Tides, where he came from. So you think it's going to be a great fit for him coming over back to his old school where he started his football career at?
Definitely. And each year it gets harder to continue to win those championships back to back like that. We did lose a lot of seniors, and most recently a few kids have been transferring out just to keep it 100 with you. But since Coach Dunn has been there, he's communicated very well. He's reached out to all of the parents. I'm not sure if you guys see a lot of the social media posts that he's been making. It's just not about football. It's about the entire school, including the middle school, with all sports and activities. So far, so good. He's like you said, he grew up or went up through Carl Albert, and been under Coach Rose, been around Coach Corley, kept most of the coaches, if not all of them. So, if it's not broke, why try to fix it?
That's
And he's
it.
coming in,
That's
putting
right.
his
Yeah.
own spin on it. And that's support as far as getting those kids exposure and just supporting everyone else, man.
Yeah,
You can't
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupt. My fault.
You can't ask for anything more than that.
No, I think he's done a great job. Like you said, he kind of put his little spin on it. He's over at Dell City. He kind of pumped a lot of those kids up. Now he's over here at Carl Albert. Like I said, he's talking about the swim team. He's talking about the golf team. He's talking about the basketball team. He's talking about the girls volleyball
Softball.
team. Everything they got going over there, he's over there.
Yes, sir.
Putting the CADNA on, and I love it, man. He's keeping it 100. But he's at full force. His brother's the athletic director over at BA, so they got that in their blood. Mom and dad's been with the Middale schools for over 20, 25, 30 some years. So the guy has been a Middale guy most of his life. That he went off to Texas, now he's come back to Oklahoma. Now he probably got his dream job that everybody liked. I mean, who wouldn't want that Carl Albert job, man? I mean, they won 15 of the last 16? 16. I'm sorry. Let me get it right. I ain't keeping it. I only gave you 99%. I got to give you the 100%. So sorry about that. But I'm saying, winning that many games, and who would want to come and be the head coach there? I mean, man, that's a good job to have, and like I said, he didn't have to pack up and move. He's already living out this way. So, man, all he did is kind of upgrade, Like I said before, when I talked to him, he went from driving a Focus. Now he's driving a Cadillac, the new style Cadillac, the 2021 Cadillac. But, I mean, congratulations to Coach Dunn. Like I said, I think Dell C's done a good job getting Coach Robert Jones over there. So, I think it's a great fit for everybody. Nobody losing the situation. Everybody wins. But I tell you, you got your boy over there. He's going to be, a junior this year?
My boy, yeah, he'll be a junior coming up, and he's enjoyed his first 2 years, helped the team get 2 state championships, both in football and academic, and today went up there, and they had awards for those maintaining a 4.0 GPA, and so he got that award last year and this year, and as we all know, that's what's most important is that GPA and getting that degree.
That you're right about that, man. Because I know my son kind of took the curve and turned the other way, and he's not going to play football. He's going to work on his academics. He just graduated from sheet metal school, sheet metal. He's going to be got a certificate. He's waiting on the call from Tinker. He's still going to go get his associate's degree and his bachelor's degree. So he's going to kind of double dip. And like I told him, if he really, really, really want to get funky with it, he go gets that degree, then he can join the Air Force and become an officer. Now, can't nobody say shit to him.
There you go.
Football only lasts for so long. Me and you both know that.
I'm telling
man.
you.
Then some of these guys, me and you kind of talked about this just the other day. Hey, you might go out and play football your first year and blow your knee out, and guess what? You might not never play another down. So at least you got a backup plan, and I'm proud of him that what he's going to do at the next level of his career. He's going to go out there and try to make that real money. So no shame. I know you see a lot of kids that do go off and try to play college ball and they don't make it, but I'm proud of him, the decision he's going to make, and becoming a man. So I know you're proud of your son. He graduates next month from Oklahoma State, and he's going to work on getting his what's his degree in?
Applied science. He got a bachelor's in applied science. Well, like you said, in a couple of weeks he'll be graduating. But he wants to become a physical therapist. And kind of going back what you said, football only takes you so far. He still has 2 years of eligibility to play the game that he loved. But he was real with himself and was like, there's no way I'm making it to the NFL. I fought hard, coming out of high school. He really didn't get a lot of strong offers Division I. So he started out at Division II, Southwestern Bulldogs. And from there, Coach Mike Corley made a call for him up there at OSU, got him up there, and he banged out up there, earned a scholarship, and he's just ready to start his life. Working towards becoming a physical therapist and seeing what else is out there, because there is more than football. And
yes, sir.
I got to give it up to him, for somebody to still have 2 years of eligibility and can still play, but you decided to say, you know what, I need to be real and look in the mirror. It's time for me to move on. And he did that, man. I mean, I think for 2 or 3 years, he got first team all Big 12 academic while he's there. So again, it goes back to the getting that degree and being smart there. You don't always have to grind it out and work hard and kill yourself or bang your body up. It's fun. It teaches great life lessons and discipline, but at some point you got to be real with yourself and grow up, and that's what he's doing.
You're exactly right about that, because just like any book, you got to do what? Go to the next what?
Next chapter.
Next chapter, baby, and he's doing that, and so glad he got his his things all worked out, and everything's going to work out fine for him. You still got one more son that you go watch for the next couple of years. If he decides he was going to play college ball, he can. He go in the real world too. But RT, man, it was good to talk to you, baby. We got to move on, man. We know we got people want to talk to us, being Big E, because it's Wednesday. He's ready to go preach at church, and I got my man, Mr. Jordan, up in the house now. I think he's ready to jump on the show and keep it 100 with us, RT. Man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and we got to get back when spring ball gets to rolling. We can talk more football.
Yes, sir. I appreciate both you guys. Y'all keep up the good work. Big E, appreciate what you're doing in the church, man, because this world is crazy. We need it most right now. So
absolutely,
keep doing your thing, man.
For sure. I appreciate
Thank you, sir, RT. Thank you, sir.
Have a good one. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Folks, we'll be right back after one of our
After one of our sponsors.
And hopefully we got a couple new sponsors coming on, man. I think I'm going to get Sycamore Roofing coming on. Me and Big E, I kind of told him a big secret that we might be jumping off this next football season in the fall that might be really, really hot for me and him both, dealing with some of the Middale schools. So hopefully we get that jumping off. And folks, I'll tell you, all we do here is keep it what?
Keep it 100.
Oklahoma High School Sports. Right back. Hey Zoe, I'm looking for some good insurance. Do you know anybody?
If you're tired of messing with the general, call Bobby Lewis. He can take care of your cars, house, boats, and even your pets. He has 2 locations, Del City, 4805 Southeast 44th Street. The number is 405-670-3665. And his new location is 1654 South Choctaw Road, Suite 107. Like a good neighbor, Bobby Lewis is there.
What's wrong, Zoe?
Hey, don't worry, Tony. We got our guys at Proactive Protect to keep us safe. They can come out to your house, school, or even your business. You can give them a call at 844-X-Virus-X, which is 844-984-7879, or you can visit them at proactiveprotect.com.
You're always protected by Proactive Protect. Welcome back to Keeping It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Today we have a special guest coming all the way from Alva, Oklahoma, to come and hang out with us, Coach KG, known as King Gordon. Mm-hmm. What's up, Coach?
I'm doing good. How you doing? I appreciate you having me on.
Coach, it's a pleasure to have you on. We do a lot of high school sports, but to have a college coach come in the we call this our palace, the Keep It 100 Palace is what me and Big E call it. To have you come on and talk to us and tell us what's it like being a college coach, getting out recruiting and hitting the pavement. So we're gonna get in that. First, I'm gonna ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself, Coach.
Yeah, well, I'm from Texas. I'm from a little town called Quitman, Texas, down in East Texas. I was raised by my grandmother, who I call Big Mama.
Okay.
So she did a good job raising me up. Always kept my nose clean. Her and my big daddy, and I had an opportunity to get a football scholarship to Blinn Junior College.
Yes, sir.
And then I went to Northwest Missouri State, which I was being recruited by Commerce, West Texas, and she told me, hey, get away from home, and it was the best decision I made. And I went up to Northwest Missouri State, played there for 2 years, got first team all conference linebacker, and ended up finding my way towards coaching. My mentor, who was Scott Boswick, came to me and asked me if I would like to coach, and I told him, why not, and I was kind of his gopher. I did everything. I had his card. I took his notes. And I just soaked all that in. And,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Being around a defensive coordinator, for 4 years, from a student coach to a graduate assistant. Then when I got my master's, I learned a lot. So I was lucky enough to go up under the guy probably one of the best Division II coaches, defense coordinators in the country at the time. And I got a chance to learn a lot. And then made my way back. I had to go back home. My grandmother, she got sick. Went back home, took care of her for a year. Then I got an opportunity to go out to Pierce Junior College out in California.
Okay.
And then I was there for a year. Then I went out to Minnesota State Mankato, where I was the secondary coach. And then I got bumped to the defense coordinator position. That's where I met my lovely wife.
Okay.
And then we went to Emporia State. And that's where I met Matt Walter, the head coach now. And then I had an opportunity to go back to Northwest Missouri State, where my old defensive coordinator, my mentor, he got the head job, called me, asked me if I'd like to come back. Unfortunately, after a year, he passed away of a heart attack. And then I went to, after 4 years there, I went to Nebraska Kearney, was there for a couple of years, and I'm at Northwest Oklahoma State now. This will be my 4th year there and having a good time and enjoying it and love the kids that I'm around, love the kids that I'm coaching, and we're looking to do big things this year.
That's it, Coach. I know Northwestern's a tough place to try to get kids to come because it is a small town. I know when I went up there many years ago, I was class of 1991, Memphis City. We went up there. Me and Willie Hughes went up there for a recruiting trip. I know one of the things I got to say, you do have the coolest stadium because it kind of sits in the dome.
Yeah.
So, but I think they didn't have a Burger King or McDonald's, Coach. So
they have a McDonald's, but they don't have a Burger King.
Okay. Nowadays these kids gotta have Chick-fil-A. So
no doubt, I'm telling you, man.
So, but I think you guys are doing a great job. I know a couple kids that that my boys played with, and then some kids that we know like Isaiah Sumlin, and you got. Quinlan up there playing quarterback over at Dell City. I know you're out hitting the pavement now, and I know you guys are trying to get that program up and going. Like I said, your 4th year as defense coordinator. I know I read a little bit about you, man, and actually I did my little research. I kind of read about you. They were talking about you kind of changed that defense around, and you got it going in the right position. the right direction. Mm-hmm. And I know it's tough, but all the other schools around, like you got the UCO, you got the OBU, and you got all these schools around here in the metro that's closer to home, and you got that school that's, Alva's kind of a little bit of a drive. So what's it like trying to recruit against those guys?
The big thing, like you said, is once you go into a kid's home, once you go into this kid's school, you just got to be honest with them.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Alva's a small town. It's a town of 5,000, and like you said, there's no Burger King, there's no Chick-fil-A, there's no Whataburger, there's McDonald's, and then you have a couple other little restaurants, and you got Pizza Hut, but it's a small town. And this is what I tell them, like, if you want to come there, one thing you can do, you can get good at your craft, okay, graduate, you only should be here 4 to 5 years,
yes,
and then you start your life, because the same thing that you're going to do at UCO or Oklahoma Baptist, same thing you're going to do in Alva. It's just a smaller town, and you don't have as much to worry about, with your players also, and, like I tell our coaches, you go out there, you tell the truth, you be honest, so when they get there, there's no big surprise. They know what they're coming to, and then if there's something that they're not interested in, then they don't need to come out there.
No, that's keeping it what?
Keeping it 100.
100, that's what we like to hear. But, Coach, I can see, like you said, you were out there hitting the pavement. What are you looking for, like I said, because I was going to ask you, you're a good-sized guy. It's so funny, Coach, and I hope nobody takes this wrong, but, when you sent me that picture with you, the hat on, man, I did a double take. I thought it was me for a second, Coach. It was crazy. I was like, we might be long-lost brothers, man. I'm telling you right now, when I post that picture, I looked, man, I took a double take this morning. I looked and I said, he could be my brother. And I'm not saying it, folks, because we both some good-looking men. We're keeping it 100 right now. But, what's it like, because, looking at you, so have you always been a defensive guy that you ever played in the offense? You just strictly a headhunter?
I played both ways in high school, but in college I've always played defense, and that's what I was. I was a linebacker. I was a safety going into blend, and then, the play action kind of got me, so coach just moved me closer to the line of scrimmage. And, I flourished there, and I always played linebacker, and to me, linebacker is like the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
You run the front, you run the back, so I have an opportunity to teach these guys, that I coach, how to be a captain, and it's all about, playing fast and playing physical, and that's what we talk about. You play fast and you play physical, and you try to punish the guys that you go against, and make it real simple.
So, what's it like preparing for a game? Is it tougher going out recruiting, or is it tougher preparing for a top-notch offense? Because, they're both tough jobs, but, when you're going against a top-notch offense, you got to have everything. You can't blow a coverage because, you saw what happened at OU when they had when they had Stoops back there coaching that secondary. The guys were running wide open. So you know what it's like being a defense coordinator and you're going against a top-notch passing offense. So, what's it like? You think it's more tough doing recruiting, trying to get the kid to come to your school, or getting prepared to go to, against the top-notch offense?
Well, a couple things about that. Recruiting-wise, the biggest thing in recruiting is, unfortunately, our profession has got to where there's a lot of negative recruiting. And the one thing that I never, ever have done in my coaching career is never negative recruit. The hardest thing is going into a house and then you have to explain yourself because another coach has went in there and said, hey, A, B, and C, which, none of those coaches really know you. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to, get their program on top, and, the big thing, like I tell all the parents, like, look, if somebody else is talking about our program, then they're not talking about their program.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
so when I go recruit, I go talk about our program, and that's it. I don't worry about anybody else. And so that's the biggest thing for us recruiting wise, But other than that, recruiting is just just conversation like me and you,
Yes,
and you keep it real, right?
Yes.
You keep it real with them, and you make sure that when you leave that house, you make sure that they have all the information that they need to have, And it's the same thing when you get ready for a game. You make sure your players have all the information that they need. And the one thing that we do is we try to keep it real simple. We go into a game with a base defense. We go into a game with a couple blitzes. And we say, hey, play ball, and because if you're out there thinking, you can't play. You can't play fast. You can't play physical. So, we keep it real simple. We make sure that they know what they're doing. So instead of coaching defense, we're coaching technique. Mm-hmm. We're developing. You're always developing because we don't got away from that where we worry about, hey, let's see how many blitzes we can put in. Let's see how many coverages we can put in. You don't need that. You need to stay with the technique and teach these guys football to the time that they leave. It don't matter if they're a freshman, they're a sophomore, or a junior, or senior. You always got to teach technique and tackling and wrapping up and stripping the ball. The fundamentals of what you're going to do when you get in a football game. That's what we do. So I don't think either one is really above the other. Because you make sure you keep it simple, both of them.
I got you. Hey, that's keep it 100. One of the biggest things, you look at you have kids of your own and they're playing sports and you are a, head defensive coordinator. And so what's it like watching your son and daughter get coached by a coach? And are you that parent that kind of sit back, or are you that parent that like, you get in the car and you said, such and such, such and such, coach did something wrong? But are you, because I know you're a fiery guy, and I like that about you. I've seen our daughters play basketball together now, so I got a chance to be around you a couple weekends. So, what's it like, as a dad, as a coach? Are you kind of just dad, let them get coached by their coach, or you kind of tell them the things they did wrong, or you try to help them fix it?
The first thing that I it's crazy because I'm more nervous for their games than I am for my games.
Why is that?
Which is crazy. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I'm way more nervous for their games than I am my game. Because, I just want them. I know how much work they put into it, and I want to see them be successful.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
And so I think that's one of the deals. And what I try to do, I try to sit back. Whenever I'm a coach. Everybody know I'm a coach. My kids know I'm a coach. And what I try to do, I try to sit back. And once the game is over with, I try not to say a word until the next day. Because I want them to enjoy it.
Yes,
I don't want to be coaching them and when they get in the van and we're heading back and we're driving back 2.5 hours. There's a lot of things I wanted to say to Addison, you know what I'm saying? But
yes, sir.
but she also had a great time. Yeah. She enjoyed it. She played hard, and that's the number one I think I tell them. You're going to mess up.
Yes, sir.
But play hard.
No, and that's something I had to learn.
Yeah.
I would tell you because I have 5 kids. And I tell you, man, my boys will tell you I was a hole. They'll tell you to this day I was a hole. Mm-hmm. But learning with Zoe being my last one thing I've learned, once we get in the car, it's over. I mean, I might, hit a tick there, like you still shackle the free throw line. But and I believe me, everyone knows a kid don't want to mess up. Yeah. And I'm kind of like you. When my kids play ball, man, when they, take a handoff or catch a pass, I'm like, please don't drop that ball. Please don't fumble that ball. Yeah. And as a parent, you're right. You are nervous, And I remember when Gabe was out there playing corner and, he was undersized corner, and I'm thinking, man, he's going to get this kid, especially when he went against the kid from Dell City, man. And I mean, that kid, him signing with Arkansas State, and, Gabe held him to one catch. Mm-hmm. And then, and I was probably one of the proudest moments of my life as a dad, because that kid didn't go and play D1 ball, but he held him to one catch. But I'm saying they're out there on the island, and being out there on the island, man, as a cornerback is one of the toughest jobs to do. And let's kind of talk about like the recruiting. Mm-hmm. Because you guys only get so many scholarships. Yeah. Is that, I think you kind of said y'all get 36.
We got 36 full scholarships.
Is that offense and defense?
That's offense and defense. So you have to split that thing right down the middle. And where we start at, we always start with D linemen. And then we go to corner. So, my scholarship money that I get, my D linemen from the inside out, because in order for the defense to work, you have to have those guys. You have to have those guys on the edge because they are going to be out on the island.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So those got to be your 2 main priorities. Your D-line, and then now everybody's important. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of linebackers. There's a lot of safeties. There's not a lot of inside guys. There's quite a few DNs. There's not a lot of corners.
Yes, sir.
So you have to make sure you do your homework. Because this is one thing. Just because somebody else offered that kid don't mean I'm going to offer him.
Yeah.
Like, I want to watch him. I don't want to watch what he does good. I want to watch what he does bad. I want to make sure that, you know, they fit what we do. And if they don't fit what we do, then we're not going to recruit them. And then the number one thing across the board, from inside to linebackers to DNs to corners, they have to be physical. Because when you get up on campus, the one thing that I can't teach you how to do, and some coaches might know how to do it. I've heard some coaches say, I know how to do that. You can't teach a kid how to be physical. If he ain't going to bite in high school, he's not going to bite in college. You know, and so what we want to teach them when they get up on campus is our defense. You know, when that ball is snapped, they're going to play fast and they're going to play physical because we've seen it on film. And this is what we want. You know, and that's what we recruit. You know, so a lot of people don't recruit like that. You know, and you know, we've been lucky enough. You know, with our D line and our corners, we have had very good corners since I've been here, and our D line and our linebacker. You know, we've had a good defense. You know, we had Player of the Year. You know, we had all region players. You know, we have first team all conference players, and you know, and it's all about, you know, okay, when they leave, the next man up. We know what we get. We know we're getting a physical defense, and that's one thing. When we step on the field, we're going to hit you in the mouth. You know, because that's one thing you can't game plan for. You can game plan for everything else, but you can't game plan when somebody hits you in your mouth.
So tell me this. So, like, are you okay at starting a true freshman, or do you think they should?
Hands down. I've started 35 freshmen since I've been there.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. That's keeping it.
If you can play, you can play.
You can play.
You know, you're going to make freshmen. You're going to make dumb mistakes. You know, but, yeah, we play freshmen. You know, I play true freshmen. You know, because today's world with the high school kids, with all the development that they do throughout the summers, throughout you know, the fall, the spring, they're ready. There's no need to keep redshirting kids if they're ready. Let them get in once they get to camp, let them compete, and if they beat a senior out, then they beat a senior out. That's just the way it is.
Got to get better.
Got to get better.
Got to get better.
Or you got to go.
You got to go.
One of the two.
I tell you right now, Coach, I mean, we can talk about that too, though. As you look at nowadays, these kids are so easy to jump up and move. Is it because they're scared of competition? Do they feel like they came in, they think I'm the top notch, I'm the man on campus? You see every day these kids are jumping in the transfer portal, and I think it wasn't like that when we played ball.
No.
It wasn't, you know.
No.
Hey, what our mama used to tell. I remember one time I got in a fight by Clifford Looney. Not Clifford. And he was beating me up, and Mom said, you better go back outside and whoop him. You ain't going to come back in. I think nowadays these parents say, come on home, let's go find another school.
100.
And so what's the deal? I mean, do you guys deal with a lot of that too?
You know, this past semester, we have dealt with some kids, you know, and, you know, one was a starting corner for the last 2 years. You know, but you know, he felt like he needed to go home, and we had a kid that was going to get in the starting role that felt like he needed to go home, and you know, everybody think the grass is green on the other side. You know, and the one thing that I always tell our guys, you know, I tell our coaching staff, if a kid comes in and say he's ready to go, let him go. Let him go. You know, I'm not going to beg you to stay. You know, what is your plan once you get home? You know, a lot of kids will say, well, you know, I got stuff going on at home. I need to get back home to my family. Okay, but once you get there, what is your plan? You know, you're leaving a scholarship, okay? You're leaving a university. You're playing football, college football, which is a low percentage. Okay, once you get back home, what is your plan? Because guess what? When you wake up tomorrow, that problem that you had when you was in Alva, still going to be where you're at right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Still there.
And so I think those kids just think, you know, now they see this on social media. You know, it's like free agency now, you know. And you know what? Coaches can get up and leave whenever they want to. They can go to different programs. I have no problem with it. You know, that's why you recruit. You know what I'm saying? You recruit. You know, and I got a saying, next man up. Once you go, next man up. That's it. You know, and I went to those guys, say, hey, it made it easy for you. Now it's your time to solidify this position, or the next guy's going to beat you out. You know, and it is competition. You know, people see that. You know, some kids see that. You know, they'll be like, okay, like, you know, I might not have this spot, because no one has a spot once that new semester is over. You know, once we start in the fall, guess what? It's open. I don't care if he's the starter last year. He's not the starter right now. You know, so when that freshman come in, he had just the opportunity that you have.
So if a walk-on comes into your school and he's not on scholarship, but he's better than the two kids that got recruited and got scholarship, are you gonna play that walk-on?
Oh, hands.
Because I've heard. The reason I asked that because I heard one of my partners tell me that, hey, the boosters don't like you playing walk-ons because they're giving that money to the kids that got the scholarship.
Yeah.
So they don't want that walk-on playing. So do you think that's true for some of the universities, or you say, hey, if a kid can play, he can play? Sometimes he get overlooked.
Are you asking me for other universities or for me?
Other universities.
Other schools do that. They'll do that. They'll play a kid because this kid's cousin or this kid's dad or mom gave this much money. You know what? But that kid, although that giving all that money, that kid, because he's giving that money, is not going to make that play. If that walk-on kid is making those plays, guess who's going to be on the field? That kid is going to be on the field.
So you tell me we keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
You telling me keep it 100?
Yeah.
You think there's a lot of politics?
Oh, hands down. Hands down, it is. I mean, it is what it is. You know?
You think you see it in high school. I seen it in high school when when my brother played. Dad's buying, scoreboards, buying fences and lunches and all that lot. You think when you get in college, it's not like that. So you're saying it's still just like that?
It's like that, and like you said, unfortunately, unfortunately it is. And the one thing that I'm always gonna that I really push myself to do is keep it real, and that's one thing I'm gonna always do. When I go to bed at night, when I go home at night, when I look in that mirror, the one thing I want to be able to say is KG kept it real. He always kept it real. No matter what, no matter what happened, okay, KG kept it real, because in our profession today, there's not a lot of that.
No, it's not. I think it's about who you know and who you know.
You don't think. You don't think. You know. You don't think.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm
saying, Coach. I think it's like that, though.
Oh, trust me.
Getting a job or getting a car or a house or whatever. It's who you know.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna give you a story.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Hey, Coach. Before we do that, though, let's take a quick break, and we're gonna come back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
We keep it 100 Oklahoma high school sports. With my man KG. We'll be right back.
You tired of going out to your trash can, having to smell so bad? Well, no further. Call Spiffy Cans. He cleans, disinfects, sanitizes. 405-423-8824 or go to spiffycansok.com. Spiffy Cans, he's your man.
Spiffy Can, he's your man.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Line-X Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It at 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Still back here with Coach Gordon from Northwestern Oklahoma State. You said you had a story for us, so let's hear it.
Well, we talk about, it's all about who you know.
Yes, sir.
When I was, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say no names or anything like that, but this is when I kind of realized that it's about who you know. I was at a university and we had a guy come in, as a coach, got hired on, and we sat in, to meet, and he was going to be the defensive coordinator, and we sat in the room, getting ready to draw up the defense. Coach couldn't draw up the defense. Got on the board, struggled. Next day he was gone. He left, and to look up, got hired on at an FBS Power 5 as a position coach. And then look up, got released at that school, look up, got hired as another Power 5 as a coordinator. Got fired there, look up, got hired on as a position coach as another Power 5.
Man, you made me think this is Manny Diaz. He was at Texas. He couldn't coach himself out of.
Well, I tell you this, I don't know Manny Diaz, so it ain't him.
No, I'm just saying.
But, and then look up, got released, got hired on as a mid-major D1, got released there, look up, just got hired on another Power 5 in the SEC.
So you saying this guy has something, he following somebody, or?
I don't know, but in order for you to do that, when I've seen him, when I've seen him go to work, when I've seen him in person, and I'm just like, well, hold on now. How is this guy, getting Power 5 jobs? And so that's when I'm like, okay, it's not about what you know, what you can put up there, what you can coach, how you can coach them, how you can mold them, how you can develop them. It's about who you know.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, that gets me, you know, my opinion, it gets coaches in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're here to teach these kids. And when I say teach them, you know, I'm hard on them. Because guess what? When they get out in the real world, it ain't easy.
No.
It's not easy. So why are we going to be easy on those guys? Because what, we scared of them, scared they're going to leave? If they can't take it, let them leave. Because you know what? When we're in the fourth quarter and you know, Southwest has got the momentum, how are we going to get the momentum back? We got to be tough.
I got to make a play.
Got to make a play. Got to dig in, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, so it just, you know, it's you know, you look and you just, sometimes I just shake my head like, wow, you know, and you know, but, you know, good for him.
Yes, sir.
Because he's doing something right.
He doing something right. He getting paid.
He getting paid, that's for sure.
He getting paid and moving and keep getting paid.
No doubt. You know, so, but like I said, and that's why I said, no, it's not. I mean, I watch coaches all the time. I watch football all the time. I watch games all the time. And, you know, yeah, it's about who you know. It is what it is. You know, that's real.
No, I mean, I think that's the way society is, and that's the way the world is right now, is that, hey, you know, so you know how you going to get things done. But, you know, what's it like when you're battling to trying to get a kid, you know, to come to your school, the top-notch recruiter, you know, because you see those guys behind the closed doors when they get that kid, you know, on signing day, and I know you guys probably get excited like that. You know, you got this corner you want, you got this big D tackle you want. You know, it's coming down to you and UCO or you and Southwestern or some other school in y'all's conference. You know, what's it like for you to get that kid? I mean, are you that guy that's like, yes? I mean, are you that guy, or you're like, hey, man, we just got our job done. Let's go to business now.
We got our job done. Let's roll.
That's what I like.
You know
to
what I'm
hear.
saying? I mean, you know, we put the work in. You know, we tell them. You know, we recruit them. You know, we understand that other schools are recruiting you. You know, and this is why I don't get, you know, too excited. You know, because today's world with our kids, you never know what's going to happen to their own campus.
Yes.
Once they get on campus in August, yes. You know, and you really don't even do it then because you know
they might leave next
with
day.
the transfer portal now. Hey, you don't know. So, you know, you just do your job and you coach them and you mold them and you teach them, and then let it be from there. You know, but, you know, I don't think, you know, and some coaches do get excited. I'm not one of those guys. You know, I'm excited to get them. That's why I recruited you.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've told you that I want you, so there's no need me to be jumping around, turning circles and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
You know, I want to get you here and I want to coach you. You know, and that's who I am.
So with that being said, what kind of guys are you looking for to come play for you?
Physical, tough guys. I'm looking for tough guys. You know, I want a guy that's physical. I want a guy that's tough. But also, you know, when you go into a school, you know, you talk to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And see what type of person they are. You know, and you sit down and you talk to them, man. You see what type of person they are. Now, I'm all about giving second chances and everything like that. But, you know, you need to make sure you do your homework. You know, and then if everybody on the defensive staff say, hey, thumbs up on this kid, you know, then let's do it. You know, and you're never going to bat 1,000%. You're not. Right. You know. But you try to do your best, and if you do your best and you do your homework, then that's all you can do. You know, so you try to get, you know, in the football part, physical, tough, okay? And outside of the football, you want to make sure that they haven't been into a lot of trouble. You know, you want to make sure that they're respectful. You want to make sure that, you know, I'm not a big guy that worry about test scores. I worry about their transcript. What have they done for their ninth grade and on up? You know, have they improved or have they gotten worse? Because if they gotten worse, that's telling you something. If they improved, that's telling you something. To me, you know, because I don't go a lot by that test. Because that one day that test could, you know, you can do bad on the test. Right. And then one day you can do really good, you know. But I go off the transcript. You know, let me look at your transcript. Okay, why did you have straight A's your freshman and sophomore year, then your junior and senior year, you had A, B, C's, and D's? Like, what's going on? You know, and you have to ask those questions. And then if they give you an answer that you're like, okay, I understand that. Yeah. You know, because things happen, you know. And, you know, you have issues that happen, you know, then you go from there. But you just have to do your homework, you know, and as long as you do your homework and your coaching staff is with you, hey, let's bring them in. And if your coaching staff not with you, hey, let's not bring them in.
Yeah. So, Coach, I mean, you know, you talked about the one guy, you know, getting promoted. Would you ever like to go coach at the Division I level? I know that's probably a dumb question because that's every big-time coach's dream to go coach at the next level. Is that something you can see yourself doing?
You know, I don't, you know, I kind of worry about the job that I'm at. You know, I know guys that are at the Division I. And, I was told today, about a Division I coach. The best part of my life right now is getting a paycheck. Those guys don't get very many days off, and, I'm to the point now where, it's about my family.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you have to put what's important, and then you have same thing, you have to do your homework, okay? KG likes to spend time with his family. KG likes to watch his kids, okay? At this Division I, can I do that? Probably not. Then I'm probably not going, As much as I want to get paid, I know that I can coach Division I football. There's no doubt. I know I can recruit Division I football.
Yes, sir.
But now I'm 48 years young. You know what I'm saying? And my family is very important to me. My kids are very important to me. And as you know, we'll drive to come to practice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
for 2 hours and let them go to work, and then we'll drive right back to Alba. I think that's important for our kids, and I want to make sure that they had everything that I didn't. My grandmother did everything she could for me, but there was things that she couldn't do for me. But I want to make sure I'm in a position now, and Coach Walter is really good at letting me support my kids. But also Coach Walter knows that I'm going to take care of my business when it comes to football.
Yes, sir.
So he's very comfortable at letting me go out and support my kids. So I guess your answer is, it would have to be a deal where me and my wife and my family sit down and talk about it. Because they would have to give me the okay. My wife and my kids would have to give me the okay. Not just, I wouldn't just say I'm taking that because, hey, OU or Oklahoma State came through. I wouldn't do it. I know people gonna say, oh, yeah, right, whatever. No, because if I can't see my family, if I can't see my kids, I just don't see why it's worth it. Yeah, you know what? The paycheck would have been really good, but what I don't make, I don't know about.
Yeah, and you miss out on your kids' time, your family time.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can say I'm really blessed that I got to watch all my kids. I know when my daughter was cheering at Hutch, man, we drove up 2 hours to watch her get this reward and turn around and drive right back. Yeah. But she was happy that we came. Yeah. It was snowy, cold, but me and my wife made that, we made that trip. And so, and the kids are never going to remember that. That's like Zoe's my last one. I got my granddaughter, she's with us 24/7. And I tell you, I enjoy having that time. I pick Zoe. I get to pick Zoe up from school. I don't get to take her to school because I go to work so early, but I get to spend that time. Zoe is not only she's my daughter, she's my best friend. Yeah. And then it's weird to say that, but I know that's one, because I didn't get to do a lot with my older kids, but with Zoe, I get to do so much with, man. I take her to training, I take her to all that. And you're right about that, man. The kids got to have that time, man. And I think the good thing about being a coach is that you're every one of those kids' father. Yeah. And being hard on them, like you said, because some people are so scared that their kid get yelled at, get talked to, or get, not saying cuss at, or get down talked, but some parents are so scared that their kid, oh my God, my kid's the greatest. Something I don't ever want to do. I don't ever want to tell my kids the greatest. Yeah. I don't ever want to compare my kids to the next kid. Your daughter's taller than my daughter. Yeah. I'm not gonna say, hey, you gotta be Alice's. No, you're not. That's not you. Yeah. So I think some of these kids, they get caught up in so much of that. You gotta be the best quarterback. You gotta be the best running back. You gotta be the best. Then when they go off to college, they fail because for so long you've been told how good you are, but no one has ever told you was bad. But I always told you was good. But you guys all know in this room, when you go play college ball, Division I, Division II, NIA, Division III. Everybody that walk on that campus, no matter what sport it is good as you, or even better. Yeah. And so some people got to get used to that. And I love what you said. If you're a freshman, you beat out a senior, guess what? That's your job. Yeah. But you better be ready next year when you're a sophomore.
The same thing can happen to you.
That's it. Yeah. But Coach, man, I love this, man. We can go this all day long, man. I know you get to get on the trail and start recruiting. You got some kids. I don't know if you can name them, not name them. You got some kids you're looking at. You guys going all over. What's your district? How far you get to go? You got some dogs in the fight that you want to go get?
Yeah, oh yeah. We already got some offers out there, and all you got to do is look, because a lot of people, they'll piggyback. They'll see who we offer, especially D linemen and corners. They'll piggyback off of that. So all you have to do is look on Twitter when they put that offer up. Most likely we're gonna get the recruiting game going. And so, but yeah, we have probably I would say around 40 offers out right now, and we're finding the right guys. We sat in the office yesterday and watched a lot of film and set some offers out, and we're gonna sit down tomorrow and get a couple more out, and you make sure that you're getting it out to the right guys, and you're not gonna get them all. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta make sure that those kids, and when we hit the road May the 3rd, we get to go sit down with them, look them in the eyes, talk to them, and see what they're about, and if they're interested, and if we're interested, it go both ways.
So tell me this, because when you talk about these offers, because there's all different kind of offers, right? There's an offer that you can offer and you commit, and there's an offer. I mean, I don't know if Division I, Division II, are they about the same type when you get an offer? Because you can offer a kid, but then you got 10 other kids that you might have offered this kid a linebacker, but you got 9 other kids in front of him.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, basically what it is and how we do it, okay? So say we want to sign 2 linebackers. We're going to offer anywhere from 8 to 10. The first 2 that commit, then we're done. So that's how we do it. So you can't say, you can't put them, you can put them in order. Obviously you put them in order, but you can't say, hey, I'm going to wait on number 3 to commit, but if number 8 commits, we're not going to take his commitment. No, it's the first 2 that commit.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it.
Now, you think all schools do that?
No.
So someone wait on that number 3.
They wait.
Okay.
Hands down, they wait.
Okay.
You can't, and they can do what they want to, but in the way that we do it, the best way to do it, I think, and being part of a national powerhouse at Northwestern Missouri State and learning from, a Hall of Fame coaching staff, you get the guys that want to be there. So those first 2 commit, those guys want to be there. So you take them, and then the other guys, they had the same opportunity. When they walk up on campus, when you walk off of campus with your scholarship offer, there's a chance that, hey, you might not get that offer because we get 2 commitments. And the biggest thing is you got to be honest with them. And that's what I tell the parents when they up there. I say, look, this is how many offers we have out, okay? This is how many kids we're signing at the position. The first 2 or 3 or whoever it is that commit, we're done. I show the parents the depth chart. Because the number one thing is that when they come up there, I want them to see everything. So when they see that we got those D linemen and those corners, that depth chart, if it scares you, then that tells me that you don't want to compete.
Yep.
But if it don't scare you, then that tells me that you want to compete. That's why I show parents and the kids the depth chart, because I want them to see that. And so that's kind of how we do it. So we don't wait on certain people. All right, we don't do that. First 2 or 3 commit, we're done.
So even with the money situation, is all the money kind of even, or you kind of break that up like, hey, I'm gonna get more to the corner, I'm gonna get more to,
like I said, inside corners. Usually those are your money guys. And you get a couple guys at DN, linebackers. You make it work. And when you sit down with the parents and you show them the scholarship offer, some like it, some don't. But this is what we got right now. Because we can't give nobody a full scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So you also have to do your homework. Is this kid a Pell kid? Does he get Pell Grant? And one thing I never get involved in, I don't ask parents about their finances. If they tell me, they tell me.
Yes, sir.
That's none of my business. All I do is go over a scholarship. And some coaches will be like, hey, this kid is a Pell kid. And so now we can kind of, okay, but at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do is, if this kid is worth this scholarship, just because he's a Pell kid don't mean I'm going to drop his scholarship. No, he's worth this, so I'm going to give it to him with his Pell. Everybody don't do that.
Well, I've heard some universities in the Division II that these kids go get this money, and then the next year they come in and think they got the scholarship, and they take that money and gave it to another kid.
Well, what you have to do is, this is what we do. We hand them a scholarship offer. So they have that money in their hand. So if they commit,
they keep that money all 4
years? Keep that. No, it's a year after year, because, you go year after year. So you got a calendar year, okay? So say if this kid came in the first year, his freshman year, he gets on the field, he plays. We can't give him a scholarship to that next year. So when that and we refund their money, all right, that kid offer is going to get bumped because he played. So that's how I do it with our kids. Like, okay, if you go from a backup to a starter, you get more money. If you get first team all conference from nothing, you get more money. If you get all American, you get more money. You know, so you're going to get what you deserve. You know, we're going to award you for your play, and I think that's important. You know, because everybody see that, like, okay, if I do this, I'm gonna get rewarded more money.
That's it.
You know, you can make more money. That's what I try to explain that to the parents. Like, your kid, your family can make more money, but that is up to him, not me, because we're watching film every day. You know what I'm saying? And so if he's doing what he's supposed to, not only on the field, but that's everything. Classroom, you know, in the weight room, you know, we evaluate. I tell them, hey, you guys are constantly being evaluated 24/7.
24/7.
You're always being evaluated. So don't think, you know, that you're not being evaluated. You're always being evaluated, you know. And so if you're messing up, if you're showing up late, guess what? That's going into the folder. And so when we meet with you, you always got to make sure you have the facts in front of the players. Because you can't just say, hey, well, you did this, you did that, you know, we're going to take some money. No, here it is. Here it is. Just on May the 2nd, okay, you know, you was late to weights. On May the 5th, okay, you didn't go to class because now everybody might not call, but Coach Walker called me and said you didn't go to class. So just you keep the documents and you keep the facts, and I call them receipts. I got the receipts. Now players know, they'll say, hey, KG got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? And so I got those receipts. Here they are. You know, so they can't come back at you and be like, well, I didn't do that. Well, here it is right here. You know, so I think that's very important that you do that so they understand. And before they get on campus, when they come on a recruiting trip, they know this because I tell them straight up. I tell the parents straight up. All right, I'm going to keep everything. You know, your son's going to be held accountable. You know, they're going to learn. They're going to be a man by the time they leave here. If they can take it here, if they can take the coaching, okay, they're going to learn. They're going to get better. Because we have facts to show you that of guys that was here, you know, and so you don't have all these all-region players, these all-conference players, and player of the year just for nothing. Those guys put in the work, and we got some guys up there next year. They're going to be players, you know, and I'm looking forward to putting that defense on the field next year.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, gotta watch out. They coming, Coach. Hey, Coach KG coming after you guys in that conference, and he's gonna take care of business. But Coach K, before we wrap this all up, I just want to kind of say, you know, I mean, I know you made that drive to come out here to see us and, you know, do a couple things here in the city. But, you know, before we end this show, I just want you to tell, you know, the listener, you know, the $1 million question we always ask everybody, what's going to be y'all's record this year? What y'all going to do?
Well, what we talk about is let's go 1-0.
One game at a time.
One game at a time. Let's go 1-0. We got Southern September 2nd, Thursday night, under the lights, you know, in Alva, America. You know, and so let's go 1-0, you know, and then we'll take it after that, you know. But we plan on being 1-0 after September 2nd.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. That's keeping it what?
Keep it at 100.
I love it when you keep it 100. But, Coach, man, I appreciate you coming, you know, come to hang out with me and Big E and, like I said, keep it 100 Dome.
Appreciate it.
I mean, it's fun. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I get to see you more and more each weekend. We can talk football up, man. Like I said, it's a blessing. Anyway, we can help you. You got a kid that you're trying to promote, or any high school kid, man, we're just trying to get them help, get their names out there, man. That's what we want to do. We want to help young men that does not get recruited, that you might not know about. Because sometimes you do miss a kid. Somebody don't talk about it. A coach might not talk about it. You know, he might be in the coach's doghouse, but at the end of the day, he might deserve to get that chance to go play college ball, because at the end of the day, you get that paper paid for, you get that school paid for, it can make him a better man, a better person. You know, and you see a lot of men is on the streets out there gang banging, doing drug use. We gotta help these young men and get them off the streets and get them in the right direction, because, you know, we got too many guys doing the wrong thing instead of the right thing. And I think a coach like yourself, man, I love your energy, I love what you bring. I'm telling you right now, I can see you in the huddle, man. You know, getting fired up and, you know, and having that dog in him. Oh, yeah. And that's what it's all about.
It's all about.
You know, and people realize that, you know.
Gotta bring it every day.
Gotta bring it every day. Yep. And so, like I said, we appreciate it, Big E. You got anything?
No, that's about it for me.
Well, you said one thing. You talking about, you know, helping these kids out, you know, and one thing I want to make sure that your listeners, and hopefully there's a young coach out there listening to me, you know, when you do this job, when you're in the college profession, you always got to make sure that you keep the people that's important close to you, because this profession is brutal, you know. And one thing that I've learned is that your family, your wife, your kids, you know, they're always going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget that. For you young coaches, don't forget that. They're always going to be there. And at one time, I forgot that, you know. But Now I know. And that OKG is gone. You all understand your family always going to be there. Whether you win or lose, they're always going to be there. They're always going to hug you. They're always going to kiss you. They're going to tell you they love you. You know, so you young coaches, when you guys get in this profession, don't ever forget that.
I like that, Coach, because, you know, a lot of people do forget that.
They forget it.
They get
I did. I forgot it. But, you know, you can't ever forget that because they're going to be there for you. You know, and that's why, you know, my life is going to work and taking care of the family there, my football guys, and then I go home and take care of my family there. That's important to me. That's all that matters to me.
That's good stuff.
So
that's a rub off. You can rub some of that off for me, man, because like I said, sometimes we do forget where we come from, though, man, and I like that, hearing that from, you know, an older gentleman that's, you know, preaching to me and telling me, because like I said, sometimes I forget, you know, the most important thing is my wife. Like I said, not saying I forget about it, because I mean, I love that woman to death, but sometimes I think, hey, you know, like you said, we always say something's better, but you know, she's always been there from the good times, the bad times.
They're strong.
She's been there.
They're strong. When you get you a strong woman, man, I'm telling you, my wife she's been there for me, you know, for 14 years. And that's just marriage, but 17 years altogether, and she's always been there for me. She's never questioned why we going here, why we going to this job. She's always been there for you. I got you.
And I was going to ask you that, because that has to be tough, though, packing up and moving your kids, because I was a military kid, and I know we moved every 3 years, and, you know, that's one reason I did join the service, but I know it has to be tough, like, you know, packing up, you get settled here, okay, now we got to move here, now we got to move here. But you're right, though, a strong woman makes a strong man.
Yeah, it does. And she's, you know, and it was tough, but you know what? She's tough. She's a tough woman, and she you know, she holds that household together.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's why we are the way we are. You know, that household is strong. You know, so.
Hey, folks, not only do we keep it high school sports, we'll break it down and do a little marriage counseling for you right there, right, Coach? But, folks, thank you for joining another what?
Another episode of Keep It at 100 Oklahoma High School Sports.
Thank you.